just talking about a good friend of ours and member of the local media here. They've announced on social media he's retiring from local news after 36 years in local news. He's a big name here, and he's stepping down. They haven't made the announcement on air yet, but they've done it on social media. And so I asked Biggie what were all the comments like below the retirement announcement. And Biggie said, wishing him well and devastated that he's leaving because he's such a huge part of the culture.
Oh, yeah. Television fixture.
So I said, what do you think the reaction would be if I myself, after 30-something years in local broadcasting, stepped down? And Biggie said there would be a parade.
I said, load up the fanfare. That's, the cheers.
Yes, good riddance.
The memes.
The memes.
10 years too late.
Well, see, what happens now is social media, Facebook has this thing where it's called Meta AI, where it just sums up the comments.
Oh, is that right?
It does it for everything now.
Okay.
It'll say,
Oh, really?
yeah, so if there's a lot of comments, it'll say, most commenters are wishing you well, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when we do something with Chris Kelly, put up a picture, it's like, commenters are saying that, gosh, he looks like he's lost way too much weight.
Okay, right.
Wow, he's way too pale.
He looks terrible.
So
he's anorexic.
in the case of our friend, it says, Meta AI, it says that most commenters are wishing Eric well and congratulating him on a wonderful career.
Right.
So yours would be the total,
Most commenters are saying, thank God he's gone. 10 years too late.
So do you have to ask Meta to sum it up, Big?
No, it's just a little thing right there as you.
I don't think I've ever seen that feature.
That's your AI. That's like when you Google something now. Of course, you've mentioned that it's like always just a quick AI generated
You get
thing.
a summary.
A little summary at the top.
And supposedly there's a new, if you have an iPhone, a new iOS update that has included more of their AI platform. Now, what it does,
Oh, really?
I cannot tell you. What is it supposed to do? I could not tell
I
you.
think I recently did update that.
Okay.
So maybe I'll see more and more of that. That's that. I say I dislike AI, and I'm going to stand by that. But I must say I like that little summary when you Google something because it's right there, and it just does that little diamond-shaped thing, and then all of a sudden it rains down information. Like today, I had Googled this story, and this goes back to Biggie, who told us probably a month ago, I've given up on love. I'm done with it.
The old song, because I'm through with love, placed in my head.
I said to him, put your heart out there. Your heart, and he said, no, I'm done with it.
My heart is done.
Now, he says he lives in a house with an unmade bed.
He lives.
He pads through his house shirtless.
That's right.
Gambling.
That's become his new passion. He said that when he leaves on his Ring doorbell camera, he'll look back and go, whose fat ass is that? Oh, it's mine.
It's mine. I do it every morning. It'll say,
You had activity at your home.
yeah. And I'll be like, well, who is that? And I'll be like, it's me.
Oh, it's me.
Sauntering out, saying bye to the dog. Be a good girl. Love you.
You know what mine says? Because we beefed up security after the unfortunate Pine Straw incident 2 years ago. And again, we have no soliciting signs. We have cameras. We have motion sensors. And now my phone will alert me. It'll say human activity detected on porch. And it is, when it says human, it is a human, usually leaving a package. So maybe it says that for you, large human activity on porch.
You're gonna,
you know,
you have to add large.
No.
That was an AI summary. Sorry.
It appears to be two humans.
My fault. That's AI. That doesn't know.
It's either a group of trick-or-treaters.
We don't. Something's on your porch.
Yeah.
Something very large on
Could
porch.
be a lacrosse team.
Let me apologize.
It's all right.
Good gracious.
I will tell you, I finally had something that I've only seen on like short TikTok videos happen. I kept getting notifications saying front door activity. Well, a bug had landed on the Ring camera and was crawling across.
That's kind of cool.
Setting it off, yeah. So I'd only seen that, with little clips. I was like, oh. And that's what it kept saying. Activity, and this bug's just slowly crawling across it.
We're just talking about those tower cams that local news have. Sometimes I'll see on their shot, they have an enormous bug that has landed on there.
Or a bird staring at
you.
a bird. That was pretty awesome.
It really, when that happened, that's when I really tuned in. I'm like, oh my, look at this.
And I know, Kelly, you have said, and Big, you kind of have said the same thing. You both have cameras at your front door. but you don't get trick-or-treaters
No.
because of your enclaves.
No.
So I was going to say, do you think if you live in a busy street with a Ring doorbell, do you just disable that? Or do you want to know when the kids are coming up?
I bet you turn off notifications for the night.
Probably.
Otherwise, you just be
yeah.
pinging.
We installed not only do we have a doorbell camera, we also have a motion sensor that will sound an alarm when even children are walking up the driveway. So we don't.
Yeah.
We want to be ready for anybody because, again, I've been scammed out of thousands of dollars.
Anything to keep you from that threshold
Exactly.
of opening the door to a stranger.
That's right. So we disable that during busy times, like a Halloween. But we're not going to get, we really rolled the dice this year. We didn't buy any bags of candy at all. I said to my wife, don't you think a small bag just in case? She said, no, we are not. And we're not even turning on the light. We are shutting it down.
Yeah.
That's
You're the last house on the right. It's a
just,
pretty universal we're closed for business sign.
and there's a lot of room between the homes.
Lots.
And the driveway is
And the
long.
mist will be rising off the little pond, probably in the evening.
Oh, yeah.
Mist across the pond, all that.
That'll be nice.
All that is true. And this will deflate Biggie. He told us a month ago, my heart is closed. My heart is closed for business now. I am no longer going to put it out there for love, which I protested, and I continue to try to get interns in the building interested in him.
That's wildly inappropriate because they're they're half his age.
You still think of me as their age, but they are not.
They are not.
I think of you as 22. You're not.
No, I am not.
Far from it.
And I'm certainly not. And all the interns say the same thing. You're being inappropriate, and he's inappropriate through you.
And I'm like,
you didn't know about it. That's right.
Hey, look at Biggie over there.
Take a look.
Oh, God, why?
Well, yeah. You probably heard of him, the Tiger King, who made news a few years ago.
Oh, yes.
Enormous celebrity now.
That was the guy that everybody watched during the first stage of the lockdown.
Yeah.
That's when everyone was okay with the pandemic.
I know you watched that, Biggie.
I loved it, yeah.
Joe Exotic, who is the Tiger King, convicted on 21 counts of crimes, including 19 counts of wildlife crimes and 2 counts of hiring a hitman to kill animal activist Carol Baskin. You remember her.
Yep.
He's serving 21 years in prison. He's engaged.
Yeah.
What? Love wins.
To a man named Jorge Flores, originally from Mexico. He's 33, serving time for immigration-related issues. Both say whenever the new president is elected, no matter which presidential candidate is elected, they expect to be getting out with presidential pardon. They feel really good about it. They love their chances, and they're getting married.
Either party.
Either party. And they met in jail, and now they're ready to be out shortly into next year after the new president is sworn in.
Yeah, he keeps begging for a presidential pardon from anyone, basically.
He had a chance with Trump, didn't he? Trump used to pardon folks.
Well, every president does on the way out.
Yeah. But Trump was, I know that made some news that it might be that he'll get the pardon, but Trump didn't do it.
That's true. Trump did not do it for Joe.
No.
So when it comes to prison weddings, are they allowed, or I don't know if we can ask our attorney. I know or do you have to wait until you get outside?
How did the Menendez brothers? They're married. The Menendez brothers are married.
We just kind of hit on this with conjugals, and I bet it's the same way. Some states do still have them. I bet in some states you can have.
But these are inmates, both of them.
They're both inmates.
Oh, that's true.
Now, the Menendez brothers.
You just do it in the cafeteria?
Yeah, well, yeah. The Menendez brothers have had no sexual relations with their wives. They said this.
They're behind glass.
They're behind, and they're like, we have a non-traditional marriage, but we're deeply in love. And so they're both married, and one even, I believe, got divorced and remarried.
Yes, he's been married twice.
Lyle.
Yeah, because his newest...
Is he the catch?
Well, both are... both are catches. So let's face it. Both of them were young and good looking when they went in. Eric was the one that, if you believe what you read, had some same-sex relations in prison. He
was very confused about
his
sexuality, is what the show shows.
And remember, he was confused about his sexuality. And remember, the guy who played him is seen in an all-nude, full frontal in the shower and says, "That's all me. That's not prosthetic."
Yeah.
Is that the one about whom our attorney Lisa Lanier had the sex dream?
Yes.
And she said, and I'm quoting now, he is hung like a horse. And that is the actor who says, "That's all me."
He made it very clear, this is all me.
That's right. By the way, those guys, the Menendez bros,
the real ones, they're saying they've got a hearing on December 11th. They could be set free that day. Literally, what is that, 6 weeks from now? They could be set free and home in time before Christmas. We'll miss our holiday event.
by a week. Unfortunate. Next year, though. Remember, Biggie asked me if you saw him sitting at a picnic table at barbecue festival and he motioned you over with a chopped sandwich.
Open seat here.
Come on over, man.
Would I be there? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would. At the holidays, at our holiday party, if he said,
Heard you said some pretty harsh things about me on your little radio program. Well,
I mean, just for show.
I mean, it's really a podcast.
Just for show. It's not even really a real thing.
Most people
But you
don't
didn't
listen.
think I'd ever listen.
Would you like an eggnog? I've got an extra eggnog right here. And by the way, please just punch that you're out. Just great.
I think it's great the court judicial system does what it
I
does.
just think it's great that you're out here. So those guys could be out in time for Christmas, and Joe Exotic could be married for the holidays, and our own Biggie has covered his own heart. I'm upset.
It is what it
It's
is.
upsetting. Yeah, I understand what you're saying there. From marriage to fatherhood, Tom Hanks says on a podcast, "Have I made mistakes as a parent?" Oh, you bet.
He's upstairs.
Well, that's pretty rude. I mean, Chet is going to hear about this, right?
Yeah.
Chet Hanks,
Chet Hanks.
the semi-Jamaican
Chet
son.
Hanks, this is Chet Hanks.
Big up the whole island, massive. It's your boy Chatana, coming straight from the Golden Globes, you want saying? Me father Tom Hanks presenting in a what soon forward come. Big up, tune in.
He's inviting folks to tune in for the Golden Globes at that moment.
Yes.
In a Jamaican or island accent of some sort. Tom Hanks was asked, "Do you consider yourself a good father?" He said, I don't. I made every mistake possible with these children, especially one of them. But he did not say which one.
No, you don't want to single out.
You don't single out. And then Chet Hanks was saying after Tom Hanks, I believe he had won or was getting ready to win that Golden Globe, and was thrilled about it when it happened.
This is the next morning?
Next morning.
Yep.
Yo, big up the youth them way out of Kingston. Me wake up this morning and me see the thing turn up. Internet gone mad. Respect, you don't know. Me soon forward a yard. Booyaka, booyaka.
Exciting.
Mistakes? I've made a few.
Yeah.
Who hasn't? They don't come with a manual.
Right.
No.
I mean, if you were on a
They say that.
podcast, Kelly, you might say the same
Oh,
thing.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
I think every parent would agree.
Yes, I would. I have made mistakes with my children, and I think what you think as a child is, oh, your parents know what they're doing, and we don't. We're just feeling
They're
our
just
way
people.
along. We're just feeling our way along like everybody else. You know, when you get to be an adult, it's not like, oh, I have all the answers now. You know, it's just like you got to feel your way along each day.
So Hanks is, I guess, pushing this new movie with Robin Wright.
I will see it.
Is it
I will see
a
it.
Gump story, or is it just Gump-like, or is it just happens to be the same cast?
It's
I think
it's Gump-like.
Is it?
Yeah, it's well, I think it's the same cast, but it feels similar to Forrest Gump, but
'Cause
it's
it's a
not. It's
Lifetime
not.
story.
Yeah, it's not in any way tied to Forrest Gump.
It's the same director, Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, and it's like their entire relationship.
And are they using AI to make Tom Hanks look a lot younger? Because he does.
Probably.
They have to be.
In the previews, he looks very young.
Yeah, because it's their whole arc of their relationship, I think.
And I will see it. It's called Here. And I've made the commitment to that. I mean, every time I see the commercial for it, I'm like, oh, yes, I loved Gump. I loved
Of course,
Forrest
I
Gump.
think, and that's what it seems they're selling it off of, although it's not the same.
But it is the same director. It is the same man and woman. And they're like, we've wanted to do a project together again for so long. And now here we are, 30 years past Forrest Gump, and they're doing it. Am I celebrating it? Of course I am.
Will a 50-something DJ go see it in the theater? He'll say he will.
Yeah.
But mistakes were made.
Have you made mistakes? Oh, you better believe
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big time.